Do you want me to send the stream to the viewers lounge? I know we're gonna put it on the YouTube for afterwards, but do we want them to see the awards?
Why can't I start my camera hosts? You like everybody else.
Oh, because I have to turn you off camera during the vote read because you did not listen. Hold on.
Yeah, can you turn my camera back on, please? Thank you.
I didn't do that one.
I don't know. My computer's at my laptop's
I think that's because your computer sucks.
Probably, honestly.
I just feel like you're hiding my light, Megan.
Seeing as I can
just, like,
see two Brandons on here.
Can somebody help me? How do I do this?
Hold on, I'll try.
Let me have a look.
Oh, ask to start video. There we go. Did I do it?
I think so.
Okay.
I should be able to now figure that.
Did anyone get the link to the
I've
pre?
also tried.
No. Okay.
Let me send it to the pre-jury now. I will send the link.
Yeah, there you go.
I just need to find it.
Congrats, Juan.
Thank you.
Congrats, Tasha and Andrew.
I'll probably cry later. Like, I feel it, but it's not coming yet. It's coming though. Once all the excitement dies down. Like,
Congrats, Juan.
Thank you.
Okay, I've sent them the link.
Keisha, you look stunning tonight, and I hope you are feeling as stunning as you are.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you.
Okay.
Man, everybody's really hustling for these All-Stars invites.
Well, don't worry, Carl didn't say shit about me, so he ain't getting one.
I just had more fun trolling people, making people think I was going to play, and then ended up being upfront instead.
That was funny.
I just want it to be clear that I have been basically flirting with Ollie this whole time, so...
Wait, you've been what?
I've been flirting with Ollie this whole time. I've been giving him compliments. I just want that to be known.
Period. Who doesn't flirt with Ollie? Maybe me.
The guy?
He was mad that I did.
I just feel like my
we're
12th place flop speaks for itself. So
I'm just saying, we're not streaming right now, are we?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was about to make an off-color comment.
I was gonna say.
Oh, hold on. I don't know.
It was YouTube on my side.
We're streaming. It's just unlisted.
Don't let them talk you into that.
I'll say it later.
We are. We'll wait until we're not.
It's unlisted, so it's not public, posted anywhere, but it's going to be on the YouTube.
No, I'm just gonna put it in your pride chat one.
Okay.
Have we confirmed who is screen sharing the awards?
No.
I said I could do it.
Okay.
Saw that. Well, welcome everyone. I mean, you've already been here, but it's chilled. So we are going to do some awards. This way now. I don't know if Brandon's here. Brandon, do you want me to do the pretense, or you go for it?
I can do it quickly, just because. Yes, hi everyone. I'm the one who usually makes the award slides. Completely pirated, but it looks nice, so we're gonna roll with it. Welcome to the Triumph Siberia Awards ceremony. If you do not know how these usually work, next slide will explain how it works. How this will work. So, production was given a poll on different awards to cast their votes on, but we ended up being indecisive motherfuckers, ended up changing our minds multiple times, and argued about these for a couple of days. Up until the last minute, we're not kidding you, we were still arguing about these. This is what we came up with. A reminder, these are only production's thoughts and should not be taken personally at all. We as production are so proud of everything everyone has accomplished this season, and we love you all for making this the most what the actual fuck is going on Triumph season yet. And I mean that with my full chest. Half this time I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Girl.
Y'all were messy. You guys were hands down the messiest season of Triumph, and we went through Congo.
You're welcome.
Oh, Andrew, we'll get to you later.
Like, the question, are you not entertained, was never in our minds because y'all kept it very spicy and quite messy.
Are we going to the next slide? Sorry, just tell me when to move.
Yes. So we're each presenting different awards. So whoever's presented physical player season, step up.
Me.
I believe.
All right.
Yep, that's you, John.
Yes. Physical player of the season, simple enough. So we have a couple nominees here. Our nominees are Dave, Duke, and Juan. All right, this was a nice, simple, fun category to debate upon because, well, all three of these were comp beasts from all different aspects of the competitions. But the winner that we all ultimately ended up deciding upon is Duke. Duke, especially after your mind-blowing. I still don't understand how your cups were still standing during that endurance comp there. Your engineering skills were defying gravity until they literally just all of a sudden fell at the end of the comp. The way that you could beast through comps was incredible. The way that the cast was threatened by you and your comp skills was definitely justified.
I thought he had tape on the fucking bottom of his cup. I was like, how is his cup at a 90-degree fucking angle right now? It was crazy.
I assumed he wedged the two balls in the inside of the cup so that they would just sit on it.
Yeah. It was still leaning. I don't know.
What are we sitting on? Sorry.
Shush.
Keep going.
All right, this is my award. All right, so I will be presenting Social Player of the Season. Our nominees are
Sorry. Is it
James, Kyle G, and Nick. I need to preface also that I always put these in alphabetical order, or I at least try to. So placement means nothing in terms of this. These three were arguably some of the most social players this season. Nick was connected to almost fucking everybody in this game, had trios of everybody. I'm not even joking about this. James had a 5-hour time difference, is still easily one of the most active people this season. And then Kyle. Our winner is Kyle. For obvious reasons, Kyle was voted as the most social player, and that's not a fucking joke. Ty preseason called you a golden retriever that was going to sneak their way to the end. He wasn't lying. Straight up, even if your strategic game wasn't the best, Kyle, you were hands down winning based on your social game alone. I think you're the only person in this entire cast who wins unanimously, and it's because of your social game. You make the end, it's lights out for everyone else, strictly because of your social game. Not a single person on this cast has anything bad to say about you.
I told you.
Thank you.
Maybe me. Maybe I have something bad. I'm kidding.
I was about to say, Brandon said the cast.
I was like, it's too late. You already won one.
Hey,
So
fuck off.
you waived your ability to talk shit at this point.
Okay. This is my award that I'm presenting as the resident game bot of the hosting team. I feel it fitting to talk about who played very strategically. So the nominees are Andrew, Dave, and Juan. So not shocking, the people that strategically ran this game made 3 of the top 4. So very impressive. But ultimately, for the best strategist of the season, that does go to Andrew. Andrew, your game was not perfect. We can talk about the rocks all we want, but other than that, your strategy, your approach to things, was amazing. You were with everybody and you convinced them to vote people out when it benefited you. You came back from low points strategically where you didn't have control or a pulse on the game, and then somehow you did, which I've seen you before and I've never seen you fucking do that. So that was really impressive. And then you just pretty much knew what was going on at all times and was able to fabricate things to be in your favor, and it got you to the end. So love you for being a game bot like me.
Thanks.
Period.
Who doing this one?
This is me, and I have thoughts about this. Most robbed preacher. Our nominees are Ashley, Gigi, and Jazz. So let's go in alphabetical order. Ashley, I'm pissed about because Gurley slayed the first challenge, and every single one of you motherfuckers, except for Brady, explicitly said you did not want Ashley to go when you voted her out. Every single one of you motherfuckers on Koryak said, I do not want Ashley to go, but I'm voting Ashley. Because none of you guys fucking talked. Y'all let Ashley go. Gigi was pushed because Ty threw that challenge hardcore and framed Gigi for the entire thing. Ty threw the immunity challenge on Koryak and framed Gigi hardcore. Gigi was pushed. Gigi
I
was
still
pushed.
challenge. That was not a throne competition. I challenge.
Oh, it was explicitly thrown. And then Jazz was just swap fucked. I'll be completely honest, these were the only three we could reasonably put because everyone else's elimination was in one way or another kind of justified. But our winner for most rounds preacher, without a shadow of a doubt, goes to Ashley, because what the fuck, y'all? What the actual fuck?
Y'all even
Ashley,
had Bicalc.
Bicall was confused, production was confused. Y'all let fucking Jazz and FC run the vote. The two people with nothing to lose because y'all didn't want to give an opinion on who you actually wanted out and just let Ashley go. What the fuck, y'all?
I just also want to say it knocked me out of the fucking knockout draft in round 2, which pissed me off. So I continued with a fake knockout draft for the entire rest of the season, which I won. But fuck you guys for making me lose for reals.
Oh, period. That just reminds me. Bam! I picked the winner pick again.
Oh my god.
Kyle G did fight for Ashley a little bit, I want to say. He did fight for Ashley. He said a little bit too late. He didn't a little bit too late, but he definitely fought for Ashley.
I love you, Ashley. You were my girl. Number one.
Wish she was here. I don't know if she's here. Okay, so this award for most robbed juror, I'm going to be presenting. I'm very excited to present this award. The nominees are Laura. She got out on rocks. She wasn't getting a vote. She probably was not getting a vote anytime soon. Self-explanatory. Nick got idled out with 3 votes at the final 11. And then Sky, who just was the complete blind side, that literally production had no idea was happening until shortly before tribal council. And that was a big shock. But ultimately, we decided that the most robbed juror was, in fact, Nick. And this really, it doesn't come down as much to the way that Nick went out, because if we're talking about just the way you're eliminated, it's Laura, rocks. But Nick is the most robbed juror because Nick was literally running this fucking game. Beginning of merge, we were saying Nick was winning this fucking game and that there was no way that he was getting caught for it. Nick was consistently at number 1 or number 2 of the trust rankings the entire time he was in the game. You guys are going to see those later. So I mean, it was just robbed because the fact that it switched, but with 3 people in the last couple minutes, last hour or so to Nick, the fact that they thought to do that, it was literally probably the best person to blindside, but then there's other things we're going to talk about later in terms of who's running the game the most, was Nick. So Nick, you are the most robbed. And we were so sad.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Trust. And trust, we will be talking about that move, the good and the bad.
Yes.
Nick going home was so surprising. My wife gasped when it happened. And she's not even in the game.
Next category is best video org newbie. So some people have never had to get on calls with people and things like that. So that is what this category is dedicated to, those people that got thrown into the fire, so to speak. Our nominees for this one are Dave, James, and Kyle G.
This is hard.
I know this is this is a very tough one here, especially how each of these 3 adapted to it in completely different ways. We've talked about how everybody loved Dave. Kyle G was good with everybody, and James adapted crazily with the crazy time difference, and was always managing to find time with everybody. So the winner is James, from one for accepting a request from Sam, which, I mean, that's just a questionable decision right there. But to then adapt and deal with all these crazy Americans and Canadians that are playing this game. We had an Australian in here too. It's and to be up. I mean, like you said, it's what 3 o'clock in the morning right now. It's at this for over in Britain. So yeah, kudos to you on that.
Whoops. Next up is me.
She's
Best
like keeping track for all of
underdog.
us and forgot for herself.
Well, no, I was doing it, but I was muted. I'm still Tasha. We're too old for this. Okay, best underdog. And the nominees are Duke, Laura, and Kyle G. So for best underdog, these are people who, for different reasons, they were underdogs. For Duke, he started out obviously on the Baikal tribe, but then was clearly a big target from almost every single person in the game. Laura lost every ally left and right, similarly to Kyle losing every ally, but also got swap screwed and was the only Koryak after Jazz left on the Baikal 2.0. And so they all handled that situation and took themselves into the jury phase of the game, despite being targets. And the winner is Laura, who lost all of her allies, who still played the game, still trudged forward, still talked to people and worked with people, and found a way to continue on and remain steady in the game, and finally only was eliminated because of rocks in a historic moment.
Just to add on, Laura, if you didn't get rocked out, you probably make Final Tribal Council. Like, you were probably making it had you got not rocked out. Also, shout out to Kyle's 7 number ones that got voted out in a row.
No, literally. That was wild. Every round, his number one on the trust ranking would go home. That happened like so many times.
I wasn't joking. It was every fucking time.
Oh, girl, why didn't you put me at number one?
Starting with Ashley. Ashley's revenge.
Okay, it's me now. And it is best growth. So that is just kind of like the player we saw grow within the season. And that is kind of from a game standpoint, but also just we kind of saw them grow themselves within the game as well. So our nominees are Laura and Tasha. And I think I say this for both of you. When you look at the power rankings, kind of to start things off, you were kind of at the bottom of them, but you managed to just keep going and kind of grow as players and as people. So it is commended as to why you both have this. But the winner is Tasha. Congratulations. Honestly, from how you started the game to how you finished it, I don't think a lot of people realize this, but Tasha actually had a decent grip on the game. There was a lot of times where she kind of said, this is who I'm voting for, and people had to go with it because she wasn't changing her mind. And also, just to reiterate,
Thank you.
just because I think this is the only time I'm possibly going to be talking to Tasha. Everyone kept talking about Tasha's loyalty. Well, there was a lot of you that had no issues with her being collateral damage on the tie vote. So I just want to mention why should she be loyal to you when you had no issues making her the collateral on that vote? And I'm just going to say that with love. But yes, Tasha, you have the most growth.
I just also want to talk a little bit because we need to put some fucking respect on Tasha's game here. Tasha kind of ran the end game of this entire season.
Period.
She really did. And Andrew, you might not believe us on this. She was a huge reason why you stayed at Final 12.
No, I do.
Because she was pushing Kyle
They know.
M that entire time. Tasha had, even though a lot of people didn't see it, and I just want to give you some props, Tasha, you generally did have a lot of control over this end game and who ended up making it just from your sheer force of will, and you should be so proud of yourself because you are a good survivor player. Emotional, absolutely, but there's nothing wrong with emotional sometimes.
Thank you for saying that. And I feel like my loyalty to who I was loyal to played a huge part in the whole ending.
And I'm
So-
just going to add piggyback on this. It did in a way that people should have saw, but they didn't see, because every time somebody made a plan, I said, when they made a plan to get out Juan, I said they should not tell Tasha. If they told Tasha, somebody else is going home. They told Tasha, that plan got changed, James went home. The minute somebody wanted to throw out Andrew's name as going home, I was like, don't let Tasha know somebody else is going home. Someone else went home every single time they tried to throw out Andrew's name, and they told Tasha. I'm like, this season, and I kept telling Pride, it's running through Tasha. I was like, you let her know you're going after one of her guys, y'all are getting enough. And that's exactly, she was making sure that y'all were the ones going. Like, y'all didn't realize it, but that was happening.
Love you, girl.
Yes, we love Tasha.
Always and forever.
So next we have best duo. Did these come up? Okay, so the nominees are Andrew, Dave, Duke and Juan, Kyle G and Tasha, and Juan and Tasha. So just quickly say, there were a lot of trios this season. I feel like we could have made this a word trio, but there were also a lot of duos as well, that were just super close. They were like either never going against each other or only had to go against each other out of like necessity. Duke and Juan, like, I don't even remember what it was, but there's a call in the merge vote before Sky left where Juan calls Duke and he gets off and goes in his prod chat and it's like, Duke's my number one now. And then it was like literally solid and they were good until like Juan didn't really have an option to save him. Juan and Tasha as well, they were incredibly close from the beginning of the game. I'm pretty sure they were each other's first number ones ever in the game. Kyle G and Tasha as well. We know Kyle G and Tasha. I mean, everyone loves Tasha. And it hurt for Tasha to vote Kyle G out. So they were a duo as well. But ultimately, the winner does in fact go to my babies that I brought here, who we didn't expect to be a duo at all whatsoever. But Andrew and Dave were the best duo. Again, they were part of the trios and alliances that literally ran this entire game. I mean, it just is great because it was not expected, right? The second you guys had a chat together on Swap, Dave sends his little welcome home backstabber fucking meme that threw me because everyone has history, and so like we didn't expect you guys to even be a duo, but let alone like stick together for the entire game up until the finale. I mean, it was really fun to see, and I love you guys, and I'm happy you played so well together.
Thank you.
All right, I believe this is me. So I am going to present the award for Best Alliance, separate from Best Alliance name, which is coming up next. This is the alliance that we feel had the most impact on the game overall. So our nominees are Besties Forever, which is the final three alliance between Andrew, Juan, and Tasha. Two Canadians and a Friendly Ghost, which was the trio alliance between Andrew, Dave, and Tasha. And then we have Tie-Dye. We have Tie-Dye, which was pretty much the entire Koryak tribe done with Ty's shits, who allied to specifically take Ty out. Our winner is Tie-Dye. Is the best alliance of the season. When I say this alliance was just formed out of pure hatred for Ty and just wiped it out for his bullshit. But afterwards, going into the merge, even if you guys didn't end up turning against each other, you guys very much controlled the first half of the merge overall with Sky's blind side, making sure the votes were against Kyle M, even the failed Duke blind side in of itself. And even afterwards, when members started getting picked off, this alliance still remained in control going into the end game before everything kind of fell apart with the rock straw. I was expecting one of y'all to win. I was going to be completely honest because the Bicol tribal was a fucking mess because they didn't go to tribal. I'll be completely real with you. Y'all were messy.
I just want to say too, when this alliance was made at the tie vote, the four guys, I literally was like, if these four all make merge together, they're gonna be a fucking force to be reckoned with, because like they literally trauma bonded over tie. So yeah, you guys slayed.
Who made that name? Was it Michael?
I think it was Michael.
Yeah, I think it was Michael too. Yeah.
Make it damn.
course it was Michael.
That petty motherfucker.
Oh no! It was Dave. It was Dave.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was me. I love a good pun.
I just went and checked. I just went back and checked. Yeah, it was Dave.
Yeah. Anyways, best alliance name is Megan because she requested this specifically. You are muted.
Yes, I literally asked myself if I was muted, and I think you could tell that's what I said. So best alliance name. This one's just a silly one. It doesn't really fucking matter. It has no bearing on how good the alliance was. It's just whatever you guys come up with, which is why we ask you to name them, because it's fucking fun to come up with stupid ass names. So the nominees are Cheryl Canning. Because Cheryl Canning. It's Carol Channing. We've got Skyle Sandwich, which was Sky and the Kyles. And then we've got the Horyaks, which, you know, I mean, Horyaks, it's fucking funny. We love the puns, right? So speaking of puns, the best alliance name, which by the way, I did not let other people really have an option in this, was in fact Skyle Sandwich. I don't know why, but like when it was made and you guys named it, I literally was cackling to myself for the longest time, because I thought it was so witty to have Sky in between the Kyles. I don't know. It's just fucking funny. And when I put you guys on the alliance chart, I put Sky in the middle, even though I normally put them in alphabetical order. So thank you for making me laugh at that stupid ass fucking name.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
y'all finally remember I existed.
Y'all genuinely loved each other, and this name was hysterical. It literally couldn't be anything else, as despite Alex buying Cheryl Canning.
Yeah, Cheryl Canning was so funny.
Hashtag Skyle for life.
I believe this is Ollie, and we have thoughts about this one.
Yes, well, it's me and Alex, so I'm gonna let Alex start it off, and then I'm.
Ollie, you were gracious enough to let me kind of tag team in on this one. So if you want to go ahead and lead, feel free. I was gonna say production got greedy with these awards. They did not want to share with John and I. I'm just gonna say. So
we did.
I was taking a nap.
The level of disrespect. So rivalries were very ripe this season, but go ahead, Ollie. Sorry.
Yes.
How many are there?
So it was Andrew versus James, Kyle G versus Juan.
There's 4, right?
Kyle G versus Michael. And the cast versus reading fucking instructions.
Y'all made me really scared for Canadian, American, and British literacy levels, because y'all just chose violence in the form of not reading frickin' instructions. It was fascinating.
And this even comes to the final tribal council, when during the final tribal council, even though we had given you 24 hours to figure out the order, we still have you asking, oh, can we change? Read the instructions.
And then someone not reading the goddamn instructions, looking at you, Brady, XOXO kisses.
However, we do have a winner for best rivalry, and that is Kyle G versus Michael. Well, I'm going to quickly speak on this. You two in your production chats, the shade you were throwing each other, and I don't think you both thought you were doing a great job of making it not seem like you two were rivals, but from pre-swap, you were shading each other. So it's no surprise. But I will let Alex go first and then everyone else, if Alex has anything to say.
My personal vote was cast against literacy, and then my second vote was production versus technology. That being said, Kyle G and Michael were quite the interesting opposite ends of the gaming spectrum of the universe, which was also quite entertaining. But yeah, y'all kept it spicy and kept it fun. So well deserved, well earned. Back to you, Ollie.
I also want to add just a little bit to this. You two did not trust each other for almost the entirety of the game. The second you got into the merge, the amount of shade and vitriol and hatred, petty hatred and fun hatred, but hatred you guys threw at each other was amazing. Y'all made it y'all's life mission to get each other out. And it was very funny. But also
you should have told me.
Oh, but also shout out to Juan and Kyle G's I Don't Give a Fuck War. That was very funny.
That really was funny.
Quick comment on the Kyle G. Michael rivalry. All I have to say is I think it was a little bit one-sided at first, because one of the funniest moments of the season was after swap, when they swapped away from each other, and Michael goes into his confessional chat and it's like, "Oh, me and Kyle G made plans to play Fortnite. I'm sad we didn't get to do it." Meanwhile, Kyle G goes into his production chat and goes, "Oh my God, thank fuck I got out of fucking doing Fortnite with Michael." So I mean, that shit fucking sent me.
I was looking forward to that.
It's okay. I play with you.
Somebody was not. Somebody.
Dying right now. Not feeling the Fortnite. He was not about it. So that was my favorite moment of this rivalry.
You should have told me, Michael. We could have made some shake.
All right, I believe this is my category next, which is the best move of the game. Our nominees are
Sorry, I'm texting.
Duke, specifically idling out Nick, and we mean only Duke idling out Nick.
We're gonna talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it. James's blindside during live night, and then Sky's blindside at the very beginning of the merge. Our winner is Sky's blindside at the very beginning of the merge.
Yes.
Sky.
Be obsessed with me. I love it.
Sky, I'll be honest. For all of you who maybe had clocked it in the merge, and for those who were seeing it, Sky was the godmother of Bike Hall. She was in the very center of almost every single alliance that was running through it. She had so much power on that initial tribe whatsoever. But the thing was, she wasn't even the initial targets.
No.
Going into that, it was Laura.
Well,
then
it was Duke.
Juan.
The blindside was gonna
Yeah.
be Yeah.
The blindside was going to be Duke, and then I'm going to give almost not complete credit, but a lot of credit to Juan for flipping to vote onto Sky, because Juan saw that Sky was never really going to be loyal to him, which is very true because Sky was also very much debating taking out Juan during the entirety of the pre-swap. That was a genuine move that Sky was pitching people and debating, and then Juan took that, saw the opportunity, and flipped the entire game around to take out Sky, which put him in such a good position to eventually go on and win the game. Also, it opened the game wide open pretty much for everybody. So yeah, Sky specifically, yeah, I know your blindside stung, but it was very much the best move of the season to take you out when that happened. Also, shout out to James's blindside, because James was very close to actually dominating, and then Duke pretty much saved himself for a couple of rounds by idling out Nick. So yeah.
Honestly, I said it in my goodbye speech and I'll say it again. You guys are not wrong. I am a threat. So congratulations. Thank you for being obsessed with me.
Sky, when it happened with that call, you're like, Juan, you made me nervous. And I was like, well, you got to go sooner than later. As soon as you told me that, I was like, no.
Yeah. Comment on it, since you guys talked about it a lot, since nobody was really fully sure of like who did Sky's blindside, a lot of people did it. It was impressive for Juan to first come up with it after his epiphany call with Duke. And he didn't have to be the one to push it. But then people like Andrew and Dave, and I think Tasha were also really involved. Nick, they were all involved in pushing the name and getting the votes there. So I mean, like, in my opinion, I give like shared credit to all of those people. The one who came up with it and the people who pushed it. Like, you guys all did that. All of you that were involved in it. So
it was also so funny afterwards, Juan saying, fuck it, I'll claim the boo. I want that bitch gone.
Yeah. So then on the flip side, is this one mine? Am I doing this one?
Oh shit. Yeah, we need to talk about these. We need to talk about these, y'all.
Yeah, this is mine. I'm going to talk about this one. We're going to present this. So worst moves. First nominee we have is Brady Michael voting out Nick, right? We talked about how it was good for Duke to idle out Nick. And Brady Michael voting out Nick. That's an option there. Duke backstabbing Sky. It didn't really make sense. Like, the Sky blindside made a lot of sense, but Duke being in on it didn't really make a lot of fucking sense. Sky loved the shit out of him. And it really like didn't put him in a better position at all, even though like people thought he'd be in with that group that did the blind side, but they didn't really give a shit about him. And then going to rocks. This was also really fucking dumb, because Kyle and Juan were the biggest threats of the game, yet they both were saved there for absolutely no reason. I mean, literally until that night, we said like the final three is going to be some combination of the other four people. And it would depend on who won final immunity. And at that point, it was going to be like a really tight race. And then it wasn't, because you guys went to rocks for them. But Ultimately, what we decided on was the worst move. Was in fact Brady and Michael voting out Nick. I mean, again, the blind side was great, right? Because Nick was running the game. But it was the way that they handled it, right? Because Brady loops in Michael after she plans it with Duke. And then immediately afterwards, everybody's trying to figure out who the fuck voted Nick. And they all just knew it was Michael, and yet Michael just fucking denied it the entire time. And tried to lie, as did Brady. And I mean, it was clocked immediately. Like within an hour of the vote, Kyle G, I think, was like, Kyle G or somebody else was like, it was Brady and Michael. And then and then it got them the next 2 boots because they fucking they pulled an Andrew after the Sky blind side of him fucking lying about blindsiding Sky that literally almost got him voted out. They did the same exact thing. They did not learn from other people's actions. And like they both were in a really great spot to go super far. So yeah.
Just to clarify on that, Michael also lied about voting in the Sky blind side, so he just didn't learn from his own actions.
Yeah.
Michael, you're getting dragged. You're getting dragged.
Wait, y'all, the thing is, Nick clocked that shit like right after Tribal. Nick said it was Michael, and I'm like, no. He was like, yes.
No, let's talk about it. Let's actually talk about it. Michael,
everyone knew. Everyone knew.
Everyone knew. Everyone knew.
Yes.
Everyone knew. Duke sold you out.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's why I lied to him. I was like, he cannot know Brady. He cannot know. And like the reason I did it was because Tasha had told me Brady has to go. Brady, Brady, Brady. And I'm thinking Tasha's not going to vote Kyle G. Tasha's going to vote Brady. If Brady goes home, I'm upset because Brady and I were, so that's why I did it, and I shouldn't have.
Yeah. Ugh. Michael, here's a little bit of advice as well. Just because I think the reason why you were the initial target is because everyone thought you were a shady motherfucker. Everyone was convinced that you were one of the rogue votes against Andrew because you just came off as so shady to everybody because you have a similar reaction like to your blindside face and your fake blindside face, right?
So I don't want to know what it is.
Yeah, but like it's obvious, my dude. You need to work on that.
No, it was also like everyone got on call after call. They were like, Michael gotta go. Like it was like a unison thing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And then the funniest thing is Michael afterwards like, oh, I think I'm in a good position. I think we're running this. I think we're gonna be so fine. Oh, that blew up in the last
immediate,
hour.
Michael.
You were in a great position until then.
It was pretty immediate.
Like, it was really hard, Michael, to be on calls with you because you were like so 100% how great position you were in. And I was like, I gotta get off this call. I can't handle it.
Well, no, because
not because of bad, but because I felt so bad for you. Because I was like, you have no idea how everyone knows. Like, I just felt so bad because you had no idea. Immediately, everyone knew.
Yeah, they clocked me. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they double talk.
So this next one, wait. This next one is the one I think this cast needs to be ready for. First of all, it's best reads. And I am a narcissist, not really, but I'm doing categories that I won because they're great. And so so please let's talk about the nominees for best reads. And it's probably going to be the opposite of the people that you all think because you all were reading wrong and these people were reading right. So let's bring out the best read noms, please. Brady, Nick, and Tasha.
We're not surprised.
Right. We'll start in reverse. We'll start with Tasha because Tasha we already referenced this a little bit, was clocking things early on, even from the bi-cow days, because y'all know I can't remember all these tribe names, right? First of all, also, I was calling out bash cow. So bash cow days, because y'all were having a bash. Tasha was the first one who said, I bet Duke has that idol. And everybody's like, no, she does. No, he doesn't. Stop saying that, blah, blah, blah. Shut up, Tasha. I don't know why I don't listen to Tasha because Tasha was right, period. And Tasha would clock so many things that was going on in the game, so many relationships, so many other things that were happening that people just would be like, no, Tasha, it's not it. Don't listen to you, whatever. Nobody wanted to listen to Tasha, but Tasha was right. Nick, I think within the group, within his alliance, would sometimes like kind of be like, oh, I wonder this, I think this, like with the Michael thing, clocking that. Or I think this. Nick kind of said, oh, I think Ty might have thrown this, but then cowered off of it. So Nick would semi-read things, but then also back off of it and wouldn't push it. But Nick was still looking at the game and seeing the game and just not pushing it hard in terms of like the reads he had. And then we come to Brady, who saw a lot of things, read all of what was going on up and down, left and right in the game, but didn't always tell people about the reads that she was having at the right moments or at the right time. But ultimately, the winner of the best reads was Brady, because as a whole, Brady had this whole game clock from beginning to end until y'all sent her out the door. And that includes that whole hour-long tribe chat that she had with y'all. Everything she was saying, she clocked it all. Boom, 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 down the line. Brady had the best reads in the game. Period.
That's why she was so bored, and I don't blame her. Period. Queen.
She did what she had to do.
Love her.
She just didn't always deliver it at the right time to the right people and use it to her benefit. But in terms of see what was happening, it was there.
Oh, and this is my category. As we have best reads, we have worst reads. Now, I need to stress this doesn't mean your game was shit. It also means that some of your reads were very off base. So it's just a nature of whose reads were the most off base more consistently. Our nominees are Andrew, Dave, and Michael. Andrew, I think you just got very paranoid very quickly and spun sometimes a narrative in your head that was completely off kilter, which caused you to spiral at some point and just read situations wrong. Dave, I think you just had some wrong reads in some occasions, especially in regards to what the thoughts were of the jury, which I think you saw walking in. Michael, may I take your hand? Reveal the winner because Michael, it's you.
Oh my gosh.
It's Michael.
Love you.
Michael, we love you to death. As a player, you are great. But your reads on who was loyal to you, if you were controlling the games at certain times, was so wrong. One example I can think of is Ty specifically was pushing your name on the swap tribe of Koryak round fucking 1, not 2, round 1. There was a whole discussion between everybody as to like, oh, we should get Michael out. The bitch did not trust you in the absolute slightest. And it took 2 people live leaking Ty's chats in real time to you to get you to turn on him.
No, wait, that was a good moment because literally Michael was on call, I think, with Andrew as Ty messages Andrew saying we should go after Michael. And Andrew's like, oh shit, Ty just texted me this. And then immediately after that call, Michael hops on call with Nick. And then as they're on call, Ty messages Nick and goes, I think we should go after Michael. And Nick's like, oh shit, Ty just messaged me this. So like literally back to back, it took Michael getting on calls with people and hearing live as they received those messages back to back. And then he was finally like, oh shit.
I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
Girl,
Michael, you
that
had
benefit
Ty at
of-
like the top of your trust ranking the whole time. And he was like, nah.
Benefit of the doubt does not exist in Survivor, girl.
I am
Not with
mad at
you. Not with you.
Also, to be fair, Dave and Andrew also had really good reads too at times. They would be completely correct as exactly what was going to happen. And Michael did as well. All 3 of them, they'd be 100% on or 100% off. I do want to give that. Because they were good as well. They were good as well. But when they were off, they were off.
Oh, they were off. They were off. We love you. We love you all 3, but Michael, some of your reads were way off, my friend.
It's okay.
And it's back to me. I've realized I've been getting the great ones.
This is a brand new category.
Yeah, brand new category, best fight, because you guys loved an argument.
I'm surprised we haven't had this one before.
I know, we should have had it last season, but it's fine. So, the nominees are Brady versus the Hex, James versus Juan versus Tasha, James versus Tasha versus Ty, and the cast versus the Cold Freeze. And I would just like to preference, I think I found the problem because James is a part of every single one of these. Specifically the cast versus the Cold Freeze, because actually that should be in brackets Brady and James, but who knows who's in brackets for that one. But the winner is Brady versus the Hex. That hour-long call before the live night, all of production was sat on there going, "Oh my God." Even the viewers were going, "What is going on?"
Yeah,
Because it set the precedent for live night. Again, obviously, everything Brady was saying had some truth to it, but yeah, James did not hold back. I know Andrew did not hold back. I mean, Laura did not hold back. None of you held back on it, but yeah, this was definitely a moment this season. So
And it's saying something when I don't hold back.
Y'all should be on the
True.
call before she got on the, because I was on the call with Brady for like 40 minutes before that.
Oh, we were aware. We were aware.
Oh, we were.
And Brady's
because
like,
I was live messaging the pride chat, which I was saying on that call. Believe me, they know. They know.
Because Brady was like, should I go to the tribe call? I said
James,
yes.
I feel like this is a good moment. I feel like this is a good moment for me and you to kiss. Because
It's great.
Sadly,
so
James is
many
not here at the
nominations
moment.
together.
All three of us. All three of us.
Oh yeah.
Because
Hey, yeah, funniest moment. Megan, go. Trust me, you're not
Yes.
going to be prepared for the winner.
I begged to do funniest moment because, again, like the stupid things are what send me, like Skyle Sandwich. That's not the winner, but like this one is just, it set me for absolutely no reason. So we have nominees, Tasha versus Discord. I mean, it was fucking hilarious. The first time she went to a tribal on the swap, and it took us like 20 minutes to get her into a voting booth, but damn it, we were determined. She was gonna go vote live. Serbia, I've been making fun of you, Andrew, this entire time, only because you gaslighted people into thinking you didn't say Serbia when you 100% said Serbia, and then you were like, no, I didn't. So that was funny as shit. The gaslighting about it. The Idle Hunt combination lock, it went on Reddit. I mean, come on, like that shit was so funny, no one could figure any of it out. Thanks, Keisha.
Hey, I figured it out. I figured it out.
You did. How many nominees are for this? Is it 4 or 5?
Five.
Andrew Sky leaking their alliances to Kyle G. And then we have Ty throwing the challenge, which Ty 100% did. I mean, he said, basically, we asked him in his prod chat, or somebody said in his prod chat, did he throw? And he said, if we lose a challenge, I threw. If we didn't lose a challenge, I did not throw. But anyway, funniest moment, which I wanted to present, does in fact, which I'll talk more about, goes to Andrew and Sky leaking their alliances to Kyle G.
Stop.
So no, it's the funniest shit. And what makes it so funny is that both times it happened to the same person. So basically, Kyle G was on a call with Sky at the merge, and she shares her screen for him. Or no, it was before merge. It was on by call.
Pre-merge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She shares her screen with him, and her Discord's right there. And Kyle G immediately, within a nanosecond, screenshots that shit, goes to his prod chat and goes, I see her alliances. I think this one is called the Skilled. And like we were like gagging. We were gagging, right? Funny, cute moment, not that crazy. However, a couple rounds later in the merge, Kyle G is on a call with Andrew. Andrew shares his screen and leaks that he's in like 10,000 fucking alliances. Because he didn't realize his whole Discord was showing, and Kyle G also screenshotted that shit. And he's like, why do I have
shared
two
screen.
here?
Oh yeah, we have a screenshot of it.
Yeah, Kyle G screenshotted it. Kyle G
I don't even remember doing that.
No,
That's
not you.
so
Kyle G
weird.
did. Kyle G
Oh, Kyle
screenshotted
G
the
did.
screen. Yes.
Oh
'cause he's
yeah,
sharing his
he
screen.
caught all Kyle caught all of your alliances. He's not.
Yeah.
No, but I don't
13.
remember. I don't remember sharing screen to Kyle.
Yeah,
Final
you did.
13, Final 12.
What was the context? What was the context?
No, you didn't share screen. You showed your screen.
Like you were showing
How
things.
about we let Kyle G mention it?
Yeah, how did it happen, Kyle?
The first time was Sky. She was like, she flipped her camera and she was just pointing it at her screen. I was like, screenshot immediately, right? Like, who am I to let that down? And then Andrew, you were showing me your setup of your computer, and like I didn't probe this at all, but your entire Discord screen was on there. Screenshot immediately. And I went to Tasha, and I was like, he has 10 alliances. It's tie-dye, it's blank, Cheryl Canning, blank, and I just went down the list, and I was like, this is why I'm voting him. And it was
Andrew, you want to know the reason why Kyle voted you at the final 12? That's why.
Andrew had so many fucking. Andrew had the most alliances.
I thought you were gonna talk about the accidental voice memo that I sent to Kyle G
that
about
I sent a voice message to Kyle G that was intended for Kyle M. So surprisingly, the only time this season that people confuse the Kyles in that manner.
The
but
only
did
time.
delete that really quick.
I'm glad it wasn't me because
It
I
was great.
was
Thank you, Kyle G. Kyle G, you had so many funny moments, though. For real, I don't know what the fuck. You're hilarious.
You brought the game, baby.
I was gonna say, Kyle
love
G
you,
making
and I'm
fun of.
so happy.
I think Kyle G making fun of Brandon during the telephone. The fact that he's like, oh yeah, Brandon was eating because Brandon's a fat ass.
That was hilarious. That was
I remember that.
I'm
This
sitting
game
here
was
trying.
This game is literally the most messy game I've ever played, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
will never play again. But going from that,
John, you've got best meme.
Yes, I do. I don't remember how many nominees there are for this,
There's
but
just
There's a
one.
winner.
There's just
It's
one.
just a
There's
winner.
it's just the one. Okay,
It's
that's
just
what I
the
thought.
winner.
Okay.
Do you want me to show it?
No, just go ahead, show it. Yep.
Alrighty, let's fucking go. Ass.
Yep.
Ass.
It's Brady because as you all know, Brady's like, I want to be front and center during the in the merge picture. And Brady's assets were front and center.
It was great. You guys were great.
This is the one and only time I was nice to Brady.
Love you, Brady's ass. I know you're not here, but thank you for showing it to me so much. Me
All right,
specifically.
so this next one is Best Confessionals. As Pride, we also like to be entertained and we like interacting with you. Triumph Pride, especially, we love to interact with you. And so we love when you interact back with us. And so these are the nominees for the people who gave us the best confessionals. But we do appreciate all of you who interact with us in your confessionals and your Pride chats. It was great fun this whole season for all of you. These are the three that we thought were the best ones. And the nominees are Dave, Juan, and Kyle G. So for each of you, Dave did charts and was witty, had great banter and jokes in his chat. Juan was very, what'd you say?
Said flirted with Alex. That's fine.
Oh yeah, there was some flirting going on in the Dave chat. Juan was witty, as you guys know, and had a lot of sass and a lot of entertainment in his chat. And gave it to us every moment. And as I think Kyle is the one who said it, Juan replied to you guys every second right away. He did the same thing in his confessionals, which we appreciate when we ask you for something and you reply right away. Juan was one of those people who did that. And Kyle G, from the moment I met Kyle, I loved it because I am a graphics girl. Kyle did graphics, baby, and gave me a lot of content when we did rankings and things like that, which is very helpful to my OCD. And the winner for Best Confessionals goes to Kyle G with all the graphics and the incredible
videos,
everything.
And the memes, and the videos.
And I want to say, we alluded to this earlier, but with Kyle losing the number one person on his ranking round after round after round, it became a point at around, I think, final 8 maybe, where he started to do videos of him, of the people he lost. And you'll see that when you see the funny moments, because we may have posted it.
Yeah, Kyle was just losing it.
Kyle,
I need to.
So great.
I need to stress this was a very different game for Kyle. Just from him talking to me, so seeing him just slowly lose his sanity in his confessionals was insanely entertaining.
It was so good.
It was great. We love it. We love all of you.
Anyways,
participating with us.
We are now on to the Big Four awards. First
I
up,
thought that I was gonna win that one because you guys are like, "Are you awake? Are you awake?"
Yeah, we the number of the person we tagged the most in their confessional goes to Tasha. We pinged her all the time.
Okay, so onto the Big Four, and I'm adding this on top of the Big Three because this is necessary. Messiest player. This is the person who played the messiest.
You're echoing, my love.
Yeah, because Kyle's walked up here like a little bitch. You see him running. Messiest players are Andrew, Michael, and Ty. I'm just going to go in order. Andrew, you just ended up wanting to pretty much have your hands in every single cookie jar to the point where if something got caught, you didn't own up to it. You just kept lying and then followed that up with more lies and more lies and more lies and then became unnecessary lies, which ended up sinking your game in the process, despite how much strategic control we do think you had. Michael, you were just messy, man. You lied about a lot of shit you shouldn't have lied about. And then Ty. And then we have Ty. Ty's entire game was defined by mess. He threw votes round 1 and round 2.
Oh my god.
He threw the immunity challenge. He was in multiple different alliances. He purposely started a fight with James for honestly why I see very little reason, honestly. Like just started calling James out. And then the round he left, he threw every single person's name out as a target except for Brady. He threw 5 names out in one round.
Brandon, mention you can't forget to mention how he was the one who threw Ashley's name out first and had her like number 1 on his trust ranking.
Yes,
yeah,
she is the reason why he went. She went home
sorry,
because
what?
of him.
He
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to a tie, and he literally trusted the fuck out of her for some reason that round. I don't even know.
Anyways, if you guys can't guess, the winner is Ty. It's Ty. It's 1000%
He did more
Ty.
shit in like 5 rounds than you guys. Some of you guys did the whole time.
It says a lot that every single time anyone did anything messy in this game, or there was a perception of anyone being messy, it immediately was, oh, another Ty. Great.
Yeah, love Ty.
We used to say Ty 2.0, me and Tasha all the time.
Literally, our swap was so messy.
Was
just
so
because
messy.
Ty was there. Like literally.
We're chilling.
It was great. It was great TV. Y'all's swap was great TV.
It was.
Shut
It
the
really
fuck
was.
up.
Okay, so now we get to do Hero of the Season, which is one of my favorites, again, because, you know, we love this category. And to be the hero of the season, it's sometimes, it takes a mountain, takes a molehill. There's a lot to go into it because it's a whole big season and a lot of things go on and people sometimes aren't perfect, but we have these nominees, especially in this wild season y'all gave us. Duke, Juan, and Tasha. And I'm just going to give the summary. They're all nominated just because overall they worked mostly for the benefit of themselves and their allies in some way. And they didn't work with a big alliance in the sense of they weren't in tens of thousands of alliances. They weren't working to get out and target only one player over and over again. And they really did try to stay loyal to either one player or a certain 1 or 2 other players in the game, which makes a great hero if you can like make it to the end from the beginning, being a loyal player to 1 or 2 people that you know made a pact with at the beginning, which we saw in this game with first Juan and Tasha. Obviously, Andrew was in that make a pact to work together, and they made it all the way to the final tribal council. You saw Duke and Juan build a bond early in the game. They made it all the way towards the end game. What did Duke go out? Final 6, Final 5? I lost track, guys.
Final 7.
You saw them. Thank you, Final 7. So you saw them take it all the way to the end of the game, and you saw how them working together allowed them to go far. So the winner, though, of Hero of the Season is Duke. And the reason Duke is the hero of the season is because he put Baikal 1.0 on his back at the beginning of the season and helped them win round after round and kept them from going to tribal. He became a target as a result. They did not all have his back after he became a target after helping them stay out of tribal. And yes, I know he was a part of the Sky blind side, but that was after trying to work with Sky to work with Juan. That didn't work. So he had to take out the person who was going to take out his person that he wanted to work with, and he worked with him the rest of the way. And then he was the target, the number one target of the whole game, fought to win his immunities to keep himself safe, which if you ain't a hero to yourself, you ain't a hero to nobody. So he is the hero of the season because, baby, he was the target after putting his whole tribe on his back, and he still made it. Good job, dude.
And he was lovely on jury.
Yes, Duke was amazing on jury.
Yeah, he was lovely on jury, which is also a key to being a hero.
Mm-hmm.
So now myself and Alex are doing villain of the season, and we will both just preference by saying there was a lot of you. There was a lot of you that could have been nominated for this award. So Alex, do you want to say who the nominees are?
I'm trying to remember off of memory who the nominees are. If we can get some clicky because I can only remember who won it. And so
there you go.
Thank you. So yeah, so we do have Andrew, James, and Michael. I feel like there wasn't a lot of like outwardly. We had some pretty spicy and fiery tribal councils in the pre merge and pre-jury part where it was like, okay, villains are starting to emerge, but a lot of villainous stuff was happening kind of behind closed doors or in small groups. So I kind of struggled a bit as far as who the obvious villain was. So that was my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, a lot of stuff was happening behind the scenes, and as towards the end of the game, it did start to get out in the open. However, we did vote, and our villain of the season is Michael. Because Michael, you were a shady little diva in the best way.
Michael, you're a nasty fuck.
You had us pressed.
Damn.
Let it
But
be
Michael,
known.
we say this. Michael, we preference by saying this. Sometimes a villain is just spicy. Doesn't mean you were the biggest cutthroat player. You were the harshest. You were the most sharp tongue. Because if we were voting on sharp tongue, trust me, it wouldn't be you. It'd be someone else that wasn't even nominated. But I digress, and I'm going to keep that silent.
No, because we need to know.
But overall, it was the person that just spoke. Overall, it came down to just, overall, you were always spicy. You always had a cheeky comment to say, and you weren't afraid to just speak your truth. I say Courtney Yates, and I say that as Courtney Yates being one of my favorite players. You weren't afraid to just say it how it was. So well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
I was hoping for this award actually. So
Let it be known. I'm like, we're happy.
You weren't hoping for worst reads or
I'll take it.
love you. All right, player of the season. I wasn't gonna announce this one, but I begged Prod to let me announce this one because I'm really, really happy and I want to talk about it. I'm just gonna go into the nominees. We've talked about all 3 of these nominees so far. I think so. Like, they all don't need an explanation as to why they're nominated for player of the season. Because you guys know how well they played. The nominees are Andrew, Dave, and Juan. I mean, we've got 3 of the final 4 here. They all slayed this game in very different ways. But ultimately, I'm really excited to present the player of the season, who is somebody who is a dear friend of mine. Somebody who on the cast assessment during round 1, I said would win this game. And honestly, like, started off a little slow, but then immediately rose up. Power rankings dominated the entire merge of the power rankings, was the top contender, I think, for the entire merge. Dominated the trust rankings. At one point was like number 1 every trust ranking that they were part of, overall on their tribe. And yet nobody really saw this or gave this person credit. But they 100% played the best game. I mean, besides the winner, because the assumption is the winner plays the best game. So sorry, Juan, you can't win anyway. But like, besides the winner, who played the best game? And I'm really happy to present this award to Dave. Dave, you absolutely slayed this game. I was so happy watching you this entire time. I said day 1 you were going to win this game. And honestly, like, had Juan lost immunity and you stayed and Juan left, I think you would have won this game. And I think people didn't even see it because they just think you're quiet, but I think you're amazing. So thank you for playing.
Well, thanks, Meg. I mean, I didn't see that coming, but I appreciate it.
Let's put some fucking respect on Dave's name.
Daddy Dave. Daddy fucking
Daddy,
Dave.
Daddy
We love
Dave.
Should have worn the
There-
daddy shirt, Meg.
Daddy Dave played the perfect under the radar game, which when all of y'all were leaky fucks and arguing constantly, his name was never in contention for the vote out. He was always in the power position, even when he was left out of the vote with the whole Nick Whiteside. He was always in the power position. He always knew what was happening. And frankly, honestly, if the under the radar player doesn't win, they get player of the season. And had the rock draw gone differently, because Dave had the right read that Juan was 1000% always winning that endurance final individual immunity, which Andrew should have listened to. Clock it, Andrew. Let's clock it. Dave wins this season. And I know
Man
y'all in the
is
jury were
mad
high
about
about
this.
Dave. And I
Me
know
and Nick.
y'all
Me and Nick.
I know y'all in the jury weren't high about Dave, but from a quad
Period.
standpoint, Dave ate y'all the fuck up. Let's clock it.
He went to every tribal too. Like, come
Dave
on.
ate up this entire season. Excuse my girl boss language.
And that's
Um,
why he left. And that's why he left, baby.
Barely. He barely left. He only left because I won.
Fallen angel. Yeah, true.
I told Dave that on our last phone call that we had. I said, Dave, you played the best game fucking here. Like, bye.
I'm so happy this game is over so I can talk to Kyle again, to be honest. Like that's all I'm happy about, to be honest.
Okay, well, wait, bear with us. We have just one last segment left, so
We got a little bit left. Sorry, we'll go quick through these last couple. Fan favorite. We asked the VL to vote. I mean, that's pretty much it. The VL voted, and the top 3 vote getters were Dave, James, and Juan.
2 of you were tied. 1 of you won outright.
Yes, the tied for second was Dave and James, but Juan, you got the most votes. The VL loved you the most.
Period. Thank you, VL. Shout out to the VL. Y'all that girl.
They
For
are
the
that.
second girl.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Now we get to each person's individual favorite.
Juan, you deserve this. You deserve this. I'm proud of you.
All right, John's favorite. I'm John for now because John had to skip out. So John's favorite is Brady, and John says, "You gotta love a queen who doesn't mind defending SHIT to the bitter end, and I don't mind someone kissing my A as well."
Period. Alex, where you at?
I'm right here. So for my favorite, there were so many to choose from, but for me, I had to reach deep inside my heart and ask, who's a good boy? So my answer was definitely Dave. Was my proud favorite. You're welcome, Dave. Dave had me from the first time rocks were threatened. Like, this cast liked edging production as far as rocks go so much. Am I allowed to say edging or rocks? Yes. Anyway, this cast was all about it. Dave had a confessional that had me howling as far as like all these rock puns. He made a great confessional. It was just so funny, and watching Dave play such a masterful strategic and under the radar game. Never in trouble, and it's one thing to never be in trouble because you're not a threat. Dave was absolutely a threat. So Dave, congratulations. I know 4th was not what you were hoping for, but I absolutely loved watching you play, and I'm so happy you were part of the season. Big shout out to the rest of the cast as well. You're all amazing. But yes, Dave was definitely my pick.
Sam, we have a video for Sam on the next slide, right? To see.
Yeah, we have a video for Sam. He made a video that's like 40 seconds. Sam's favorite player is James. Okay, roll the video.
Hello, Sam here. Sorry I can't be there tonight. Congratulations to whoever's won. I don't know yet, but congratulations to whoever it was. Game well played. So my production favorite is James. So impressed, James, with how you played this season. It was an honor meeting you in our live game, and I was over the moon when I heard you'd applied to this game. You didn't disappoint. All the production loved you. You were always yourself, always outspoken, always said what you thought, and we really appreciate that. So yeah, my production favorite goes to you. Love you, man. Bye.
It worked. We did it.
Yay.
Hello.
Oh, no. How do I get to the next slide, though?
Click and go to the next slide. Hurry.
I
Yes, there we go.
clicked and it played it again. Jordan, who's your favorite player?
Hey, so from round one and on, I didn't drink a whole bottle of wine tonight, so we're good. But from round one, my favorite was Tasha. I am an emotional hoe, and so I play with my heart on my sleeve. Tasha, are you there? Hello? I just want to make sure. Okay, it's fine either way. But I chose Tasha from like round one.
I'm
I was like,
here. I'm
okay,
here.
cool.
Thank you.
You're fine. I was like, Tasha's my favorite. I love her. I literally went to the prod chat and I was like, Tasha's my favorite. Nobody's taking her. She's my favorite. So from a personal standpoint, loved you. Your vibrance, you were great. But from a game standpoint, also, I don't think this cast realized that you saved Juan and Andrew multiple times. You dictated the vote, and they touched on this prior, but you dictated the vote at least 4, 5, 6 times. Like you said, this is what I want, this is happening, and everybody went with it. And you killed this game. Like, I don't care what was said, you killed this game and you deserve your second place. Like you did it so incredible. So just be proud of your game and know that you played so good. And I'm so glad Prod touched on it because Tasha, if this makes you feel better, more than one person was like, "Can I have Tasha?" And I was like, "Nope, claimed her round one." So that being said, you played a great game, and also honorable mention for me for Kyle G. That's enough.
Thank you.
I love you.
Oh, yay, it's my turn. Okay, so my favorite is like 10 people in the game, but you know, they wouldn't let me do that, so I had to pick one. So I picked my favorite. So my favorite is Laura, and period. The reason why is, first of all, women rule. But I really enjoyed meeting Laura, watching Laura play. But Laura was loyal to the people she wanted to be loyal to, was petty when necessary, because baby, although Duke was the hero of the season, baby, when Duke cut Sky, Laura cut Duke from that daggone Google Doc. And when I tell you, that was so petty, and I love petty.
That is so true. That is so true.
I love a good petty queen. So, and then Laura voted how Laura wanted to vote. Y'all were all worried about voting in the majority. I got to vote in the majority. Everybody vote with 10 people, vote with the next 30 people. Laura said, this is going to be my vote, I'm voting. But when Laura said, I'm with you, and sometimes it was with the majority, Laura was with it. Laura didn't back up. Laura didn't change her vote 5 different ways since Sunday and go back and forth. Laura said, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. You didn't have to hear it from her 8,000 times because she was solid. And that's the kind of player I like. Say what you're going to do, say, and do it. And that's the kind of player Laura is. Loved it, appreciate it, great. Laura's my favorite.
All right, so my favorite player. So perfect emphasis. I overruled the entirety of production and picked 2 because one was extremely obvious and I'd claimed when the application pool started. That is just click once. Kyle.
We allowed it.
Yeah. Kyle, if you were not my brother, half the prod was gonna fight over you being their favorite. That isn't a joke.
I mean, I was still ready to fight for you, but I felt like, you know what, Brandon has been through a lot, so I didn't really want to, do that since he did pick me as his favorite. I decided not to fight him.
Yeah. Kyle is, if y'all don't know, my younger brother. He got into orcs to get closer to me.
Really?
I know, right?
That never got brought up ever, not once.
Yeah, I know. Kyle got into orcs to be closer to me. It was just orcs was something I loved for a long time. Kyle got into it, and I remember him when he got into like his first Discord org, I was helping him like talk game, and I created an absolute monster in the org community, and I feel terrified about that because Kyle is such an amazing social and strategic player, and I'm so happy to call you
Undo it.
my brother. But because I had one locked, I feel like it'd be fair if I didn't share the love. So I picked the person that had most people press this entire season that I loved, and that person was Duke. Duke had everyone pressed from the get-go. Duke had everyone pressed from Koryak when he was dominating all the challenges. Duke had everyone pressed when he blindsided Sky. Duke had everyone pressed when he blindsided fucking Nick. Duke had everyone pressed and literally just said, and what's? And I love Duke to death. Also, shout out to Sky, who's just one of my favorite people ever. We shared a house in fucking December, and I love her to death and shits and giggles. But if I picked 3, I think I actually would have been assassinated. So,
I love you so much.
yeah, those are my prod favorites. Megan.
Yes, it's my turn. Talk about my favorite. Hold on. I just need to look. So this person who's my favorite, it's my bitch, my bestie. I tell you all the secrets about my life, and you listen and you giggle at the tea all the time. I was giving you tea yesterday. And I just love you. I'm so glad you finally get to play after almost playing last season. And absolutely slaying. And I don't care if people think you were evil, because I love evil game bots, and that's why I love you. So I love you, Andrew. You're my favorite. Yeah, thank you for playing. I don't know if
For
you're still
those,
here. I can't see you.
yeah.
I love you too.
For
Oh my
those who
God,
don't
yay.
know,
And I
Andrew
look
was a
forward to more
lock.
tea.
Yes,
Yeah, I will
tea.
say this. For those of you who don't know, Andrew was a lock for last season, but unfortunately had to drop out due to personal circumstances. So he was an auto lock the second he applied, because he already had gotten cast for Congo but had to drop out.
It's because they made it to merge in Epoch Org, which Megan just got voted out at Final 3.
Gosh, no, I did better than you, bitch.
Yeah.
Not better than Dave.
Not better than Dave, though.
Dave. I did not do better than Dave. Ollie, your turn.
Oh yeah, it's me. Sorry. Yeah, so my favorite. I did struggle, not gonna lie. I did have Sky at one point, I did have Kyle M at one point, but ultimately I landed on one. One was a contestant on this season, and that is the only reason I've picked him. No, I'm joking. One, obviously, so one did actually mention about his previous game, and I was one of his prod guests, because I made myself a prod guest. And as soon as he got kicked out of that game, he knew that my little evilness self was going to get him to apply for this season, because I literally said to him in that prod chat, and I remember saying this, sometimes there's a reason why this happens, and there was. It was so you could come and slay Triumph. So I am so happy that you came and played, you slayed, you ate, you did all that, period. Shout out to Chanel, because she that girl. That's all I have to say.
Period.
The end.
Took forever because we like to talk, but now you guys can talk amongst yourselves or ask us questions about
Good,
it.
because I have something to say. Can we just talk about how I was the only female to not have a prod favorite? Thank you.
Yes.
There's only so many of us. Do you want to
Y'all voted out all the girls. Mother, y'all voted out all the girls pre-merge. Let's clock it. Y'all said fuck feminism. Kick out all the women.
First of all, I wanted Jazz to stay so fucking bad.
She did.
And I wanted Jazz so bad, but I could not get the fucking votes. And I was so mad.
It was funny because I wanted Jazz to stay too.
Oh my gosh, I wanted her to stay so, but I wasn't gonna vote Kyle G. And at that point, I had the Skyle sandwich, so I couldn't do that.
Oh, it's so
Kyle,
sad.
Kyle won individual immunity. He couldn't be voted for.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. That's why. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Yeah,
I
that's
am
why we
so
ultimately
happy.
decided to do Jazz.
I am just so happy that I can message Kyle again, to be honest.
If I may cut in real quick, if I can cut in real quick, I just want to say my brother just landed. What was it? My birthday's tomorrow, so we're getting into shenanigans tonight.
Happy birthday!
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday!
I just wanted to say before.
Present.
Thank you so much. I
Birthday.
just wanted to say congratulations, Juan. Congratulations to the cast. Y'all played so hard, so amazingly. Thank you for being a part of the journey that is Triumph. You're all amazing. And yes, have a wonderful, beautiful night. Kiss, kiss. Love
Alex,
you all.
your reactions this season were so great. I loved seeing you pop up during Tribal and just have like some sort of reaction. Amazing. I loved it.
I figured eventually they would probably get old for some people. So for those of
No,
those
they
that it got
didn't.
old for,
They
thank you
didn't.
for keeping it quiet because nobody said anything. But no, y'all delivered, y'all ate, y'all were messy as hell, and I lived for every single second of it. You're all amazing. Thank you all.
Juan, I'm so
Emphasis-
proud of you. I am so proud of
Emphasis
you.
on y'all were messy as hell. Emphasis on messy.
I wasn't that messy compared to everybody. Please.
You were messy. That's why you went.
You brought the mess
that's
to
why you're
Final
the
Three.
winner.
Y'all were the best for me.
Also, I just want to give some love to production. If we can all just give Meg, Keisha, Brandon, Alex, Jordan, John their flowers because they all did amazing this season. Thank you so much.
Good job.
I honestly don't care. I'm just happy that I can talk to Kyle again.
Oh,
all
one
you
more thing.
I
There
mean,
it is.
Jimmy,
Care
I
about
mean,
the prod?
congrats.
Oh, one
Not
more thing,
congrats.
actually. I got one more thing. Do y'all want to know what the episode titles were?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.